So I'm at the Polo Lounge of the Beverly Hills Hotel getting one of my best Polo Lounge luncheons. Now, Polo Lounge I was not a stranger to the Polo Lounge, but I had been to several luncheons at the Polo Lounge. It is what you think it is. It's tasteful, it's classy, it's rich, it's industry, it's immaculate. The food, everything. It is everything that you see in American Gigolo, and you can imagine. But it's not just American Gigolo, okay? Because Polo Lounge has a deep, deep history with the Beverly Hills Hotel. Come the 60s, 70s, it's not as much the mover and shaker movie industry kind of like epicenter, but from there backwards, they were negotiating huge movie deals at these tables in the Polo Lounge where you could get a telephone, believe it or not. And so it was like high powered environment sliding into sort of a more social status oriented kind of atmosphere. I didn't care. It was the Polo Lounge. I loved hitting all the spots in my young life. So here I am. I know the history of the Polo Lounge. I've been to the Polo Lounge, but this is one time, one of those I don't know, power broker or whatever luncheons that I had, of course, with my mother. Who else? Because, my mother is my mother and, knows everyone and their mother and their mother's mother. And these were one hotelier, and then like senior management, something Beverly Hills Hotel, and then I think a fashion uh, agency rep or something like that. And it was in. You can see in the preview. There's a picture of the Polo Lounge, but then the booths sort of move away from that whole patio vibe and get into more of a kind of a sedate, kind of real restaurant-y feel. These big green booths. Forest green was like the theme, forest green and white. And so I'm at a corner booth, like, whoa, there's like Helen Chaplin and a few other people. They're already there, like, Estee Lauder types, like, and I'm loving it. Me, I'm just like, eating this stuff like custard. And so I get there, everyone's looking fabulous. Everyone's, I'm on my best, Elizabeth etiquette, or I'll get my knuckles wrapped on the way home in the car, and a box of Christmas gifts for 2 years from now to fill out while I'm driving home. But so here I am. And this is still the Buckingham Palace to me. I mean, it is the Polo Lounge. It's not, oh, Sean gets to go to this cool restaurant that he's familiar with. This is still Buckingham Palace of Beverly Hills in a way. Beverly Wilshire was a bore and a half. Yes, El Padrino had telephones at their tables, but it was like Frank Sinatra-y, like Italian dark. Blah. Anyway, so the Polo Lounge. So I'm at the table. Of course, we're having a lovely luncheon, and just Sean's luck, the waiter, who's very cute, starts flirting with me miserably. Now, this is the Polo Lounge, dude. I mean, come on, get a grip. But this flirtation becomes so obvious and it escalates. Like, he's not like throwing himself at me, but like my plate is being put down a certain way with a certain pause and a certain glimmer in the eye. And I am trying desperately to be discreet, right? Because I got Liz over my shoulder on top of everything. And I'm a classy dude and I know my P's and Q's. But what the hell am I supposed to do? Because the man chases me out the door of the restaurant as I'm trying to leave to shove his phone number in my hand.